Dear students, I have come with the last module for 11th standard accountancy for CBSE students, that is depreciation. That module is 14.1. So all the modules, all the topics we are divided into small modules, and depreciation I will be explaining in different modules. So 14.1 I am going to explain, and I am going to explain the theoretical aspects of depreciation. So if you come to the first thing, what is introduction? Depreciation is an accountancy term. So you have to remember that what is depreciation? Simple meaning is decrease in the value of an asset. See, when you are buying an asset and you are continuously using that, now automatically the value of the asset will decrease. That is the meaning of depreciation. We will go into more explanation later. So you have to remember that it's not defined in any of the acts. But this word depreciation is derived from the Latin word depretium, where it's divided into two portions, that is D meaning decline and pretium means price. So that is how we denote depreciation as decrease in the value of fixed assets. Now why this depreciation will happen? It's due to natural wear and tear. Imagine a machinery using for 2-3 shifts a day. So automatically it's continuously using, its value will decrease. Similarly, lapse of time, new inventions will come. Think about the laptop we are using, desktop we are using, mobile phones we are using, the invention. So the old, outdated, some models will become outdated. It has no value. So these are all the reasons for depreciation. Now, depreciation, you have to remember that permanent fall in the quality or value of an asset. So the depreciation every year when we are charging, the asset value is becoming zero, or it will equal to the scrap value. Scrap value meaning if you sell it as a scrap, we will get some value, some negligible amount, that value. Either the value of the asset will be completely written off, or the value of the asset will be equal to the scrap value of the asset. Now, this you have to remember that during the lifetime of the asset, we have to provide for depreciation. See, imagine a plant and machinery purchased. It can be used for 10 years. That meaning within 10 years, whatever depreciation we have to provide, we have to provide in this 10 years. Then why depreciation we are providing? If we are not providing depreciation, what will happen? So that means you have to remember that depreciation we will provide, then only we will get the actual business income. Now, if we are not calculating the actual business income, we will be distributing profit to the shareholders as dividend. So you will be distributing the capital only. All the expenses are to be accounted, then only you will get the clear profit or the true profit. Then only and similarly, if the depreciation is not provided, asset value shown in the balance sheet will not be correct. So that is the reason why we are providing depreciation. Now we are coming to definitions. 3 definitions I am giving. 3 definitions. One is given by Spicer and Pegler, has defined depreciation as the measure of the exhaustion of the effective life of an asset from any cost during a given period. Exhaustion of the effective life of an asset. So already I have explained, continuously when an asset is used, depreciation we have to provide, and we are providing depreciation in the effective life, useful life of the asset. So these are the 2 points he has brought out in the definition. Another definition is by Institute of Chartered Accountants of England and Wales. You know that almost all the definitions, standard definitions we are taking from Institute of Chartered Accountants of England and Wales. Defines depreciation as that part of fixed asset to the owner which is not recoverable when the asset is finally put out of use by him. Then provision against this loss of capital is an integral cost of conducting the business during the effective commercial life of the asset and is not dependent upon the amount of profit earned. So this is, you have to remember that during the useful life of the asset, again this definition is saying that depreciation has to be provided, otherwise business profit will not be correct, and after the useful life of the asset, you have to replace the asset. There will not be any fund for replacing the asset. Now, another definition, J.R. Batley-Boyd, you know that he is a famous author, so his definition, J.R. Batley-Boyd defines depreciation as it is a matter of common knowledge that all fixed assets such as plant, machinery and tools, buildings, leaseholds, furniture, etc. gradually diminish in value as they get older and become worn out by constant use in the business. So when we are constantly using a machinery or an asset in the business, its value is decreasing. So it's necessary that we have to provide depreciation. So almost all the three definitions we have mentioned, they are concentrating on the same point. It is diminishing in the value of fixed asset and useful life of the asset, and there is a need to provide depreciation to calculate the actual business profit and to reflect the true value of assets in the balance sheet. Now, causes of depreciation. That's the next topic I want to explain. Causes of depreciation can be due to internal reasons and external reasons. Internal reasons meaning it's completely related to the nature of the asset. External meaning it's not related to the asset, it's some factors beyond the control of the organization. It's something from outside the organization. So internal reasons, if you see, wear and tear due to actual use. See, for example, wear and tear. If a machinery is using for only one shift, wear and tear will be minimum. If it's using for 2 shifts, it will be more. If you are using for 3 shifts, it will be really heavy. So like that, whatever the wear and tear you are doing for actual use, it's a reason for depreciation. Next is exhaustion or expiration of time. So if you are taking a lease or a copyright for limited number of years, 10 years, that meaning after 10 years, then you cannot use that. So the value of the asset is 0 after 10 years. So some assets you are acquiring for limited number of years, that is another reason for internal depreciation, internal cost for depreciation. Now depletion. Depletion is when you are extracting natural resources from mines, quarries and all, extracting something, the value of the asset will be reduced. So that is the reason for depletion. Deterioration is related to food items, storage of food items. So if you are not storing certain items properly, maybe that sugar, rice, wheat, all this, if you are not storing properly, the quantity will decrease and ants will come and eat, rat will come and eat, you will not be able to use that. So that is the reason for deterioration. So these are the 4 reasons for internal reasons for depreciation. Now coming to external reasons, one is obsolescence. Obsolescence, you know that changes due to inventions, new inventions. I told you mobile phone, laptop, anything if you take, new inventions are coming every day. So some models, earlier models are completely outdated. Nobody will buy that. So that is an external reason for depreciation. Then accident. Sometimes while doing some activities, some accidents will happen, some natural calamities will happen, the machinery or the asset will be completely destroyed or some damage will happen. That is a reason for external reason for charging depreciation. Inflection of time. So time meaning as the time passes, some assets will not have any use. See, earlier we used to do all manual work. Then it has come automatic. Then it has become semi-automatic. Now it is all fully automatic. So this, with the passage of time, inventions will happen and the earlier models are getting outdated. Now permanent fall in the market value. Share prices will reduce or lease whatever you have taken. Now you know that with the lockdown, rental values are reduced. So those building values are reduced. So permanent fall in the market value. It can be if any war or natural calamity is there, there will be a permanent fall in the market value of the assets. Now why we are providing depreciation? Need for depreciation. First point is to find out the true result of the business, to calculate the actual profit. Then replacement value of asset. See, when you see the balance, when you see the asset in the balance sheet, you know that this is the replacement value of the asset. So that is very important. Actual cost minus depreciation. So if you want to sell that asset, you will know the replacement value. Now exhibiting the true value of asset. That is what I mentioned. Cost minus depreciation will be the value shown in the balance sheet. To keep the capital intact. So when you're providing for depreciation every year, usually what the firm will do is, it's just an internal adjustment. There is actually not, cash is not moving out of the organization. So what they will do, they will keep this outside. They will invest this amount outside. So when they want to replace the asset, money will be available to buy the new asset. Now the next point is to find the true cost of manufacturing an article. You know that cost of production will calculate in costing each and every item involved in producing that article. Then only they can decide the selling price. So if you want to know the actual cost of manufacturing an article, depreciation is also to be added to the cost of manufacturing. Next is, it's an expense incurred for earning profit. If an organization is making profit, depreciation also should be counted for calculating the profit. Now the basis of depreciation. What all the factors we will consider for calculating depreciation? First one is cost of the asset. Cost of the asset, the actual price at which the asset is purchased. Then estimated life of the asset. That meaning it will be, you can be used for 10 years or 20 years or 5 years. That estimation will be there. the residual or breakup value of the asset. So initial years or 5 years, this will be the value. After 5 years, see for example, if you want to sell a new vehicle, immediately within 1 year if you want to buy, then a small amount only will be reduced. But if you want to sell a car after 10 years of using that, you will get only scrap value. So that is residual breakup or value of the asset. Amount of repairs and renewals. Some plant and machinery, always there is a need for repairs and renewals. That meaning depreciation, whatever we want to provide will be more. Now interest on capital invested. See why we are buying fixed assets from the using the capital. Either it will be borrowed or the proprietor's capital we are using. So if that money is invested outside, they will be earning some profit. So when you are investing in an asset, you have to get the returns. So interest on capital also should be considered. Then use of asset. How many shifts it's using, how many hours it's using. The more you are using, meaning more depreciation you have to provide. Provision for depreciation in the previous year. Imagine that if the earlier years you have not provided the correct depreciation, then you have to remember that in the coming years you have to provide more depreciation, because then only you will get money for replacing the asset. Obsolescence already I have explained, that is technological changes. Next, addition or extension made to an asset. That meaning sometimes we will make additions to the asset. It has to be updated. As see like a laptop. When new inventions will come, we will update the laptop. So these are all expenses. Provisions in the Act. Income Tax Act is saying specifically that if you want to file the returns, you have to provide depreciation and you have to calculate the business income. Now, features of depreciation. Features of depreciation, it's a non-cash expense. It's only adjusting book entry. The actual cash is not moving out of the business. Different methods of charging depreciation are there. Actually 12 methods of charging depreciation. When you learn auditing, you will learn that 12 methods are there. But income tax department is allowing only diminishing rate of return and straight line method of depreciation. So these two methods only we are using for calculating the problems. Is prone to manipulation. See, some firms, if they want to show more profit or if they want to less profit, they can do the adjustment with the depreciation. Because I told you it's only a book entry. Next, process of writing of capital expenditure over the useful life of the asset. When we learned the concepts, we learned that matching concept is there. Matching expenses with the revenue. Whereas if you are buying a capital asset, you have to remember that we are not showing it in the profit and loss account. That value we are spreading it into the useful life of the asset. See, if the machinery is you can use for 10 years. So within 10 years, we will provide the whatever we invested in the machinery. Based on and reduces tax liability. So depreciation if you are providing, then you can reduce the tax liability. So that is now if an asset is used for less than 180 days, as per the income tax rule, you cannot charge complete depreciation. If you are using for more than 180 days, that year's full depreciation you can charge. So these are the reduces the tax liability. So companies will calculate how they can reduce the tax liability and they will do that. Now, depreciation is calculated based on the purchase price of the asset, the residual value, the scrap value what they will get when they sell the asset, and estimated life of the asset. Now, features depreciation we have to compare with the fluctuation. Fluctuation also is a common term, but you have to remember that fluctuation is mostly related to current assets. So, points of distinction, if you see that base reason for charging, depreciation is mainly due to internal reasons, whereas fluctuation in the value in the stock prices, it's just an external reason. External reasons can create fluctuations in the stock prices, disturbance with the neighboring country, or landscape or natural calamities, or any disturbance in the country, or political US elections. Anything can be a reason for fluctuation in the stock prices. Then charge against profit. Depreciation is definitely a charge against profit, but fluctuation we are not providing it in the profit and loss account. We will be aware of the fluctuation in share price or in the value of current assets, but we will not charge it to profit and loss account. Nature, depreciation will definitely decrease in the value of asset, whereas fluctuation, it can be an increase or it can be a decrease. See, some things they will take it in a positive way, then automatically the prices will increase. Say for example, the US election. Some movements will be there in the share price. So that can be either an increase or a decrease. Whereas depreciation is always a decrease in the value of fixed asset. Now, accounting treatment, depreciation is always considered for calculating business profit. Fluctuation is not considered. Now, connection with assets. Depreciation is always related to fixed assets, whereas fluctuation is always related to current assets. Now connection, it's a depreciation, it's a permanent decrease in the value of asset, whereas fluctuation, temporary fall or rise in the value of current assets. That is the difference. It can be temporary, either it can be increase or decrease, whereas depreciation is always decrease in the value of fixed assets. Now depreciation and two other related terms you have to see. One is depletion and second one is amortization. So what is depletion? Depletion meaning is related to extraction of natural resources. When you are extracting something from a mine or quarry, then we are calling it as depletion. So it reduces the quantity of material. So imagine from a quarry you can extract 2000 tons. That meaning that is the total output. Imagine the first year they have extracted 200. So now the remaining quantity will reduce to 1800 units. Now calculated based on certain estimates. So when you are taking a quarry or mine, or when you are buying something, they will have the calculation, how many, what is the quantity they can extract. Then if you want to charge depletion, it requires total amount of resources, the quantity extracted and the total cost. So based on this calculation only they can charge the depletion. And depletion is cost incurred to generate the profit. See, in the case of natural resources, when we are charging depreciation, we are not charging it as depreciation, we are calling it as depletion, because as we are extracting, the actual total output will reduce. Now how depreciation is related to depletion? So depreciation is related to using of asset, wear and tear, the usage of asset, but depletion is related to extraction of natural resources. Now amortization. Amortization, you have to remember, it's the process of writing off the value of an intangible asset. So different terms, depletion, it's related to natural resources. Fluctuation, we have seen that it's related to current assets. Permanent fall or temporary fall or rise in the price of the current assets will be the depletion. That is the fluctuation. So fluctuation we learned, depletion we learned, and the next word is amortization. So amortization is related to intangible assets. That is, if you are buying an intangible asset like patent or copyright, anything, see for example, if you have paid 50 lakhs for that, you will write off that in different years. So that is, if 50 lakhs you purchase something, if you want to use it for 50 years, so 50 lakhs divided by 50, every year you will be writing off that value. That is the meaning of amortization. So amortization is the process of writing off the value of an intangible asset. So intangible assets, what are the examples for intangible assets? It is patents, copyrights, trademarks, all that. So amortization refers to intangible assets, whereas depreciation is related to tangible assets. Tangible assets we can see, plant and machinery, furniture, all that we can see that. Whereas amortization is related to patents, copyrights, we cannot see that. And amortization we will provide during the useful life of the asset. And goodwill, but you have to remember that goodwill cannot be amortized, because you cannot calculate the actual or usage of the asset or the indefinite lifespan. Goodwill has got an indefinite lifespan. We don't know how many years it will last. So that is why amortization is not possible. Goodwill cannot be amortized because the life of the goodwill cannot be calculated. It's an indefinite lifespan. Now, one example I am giving, if the cost of the patent is rupees 20,000 and the expected life is 20 years. So amortization expense to be write off every year is 20,000 divided by 20. So that meaning it's rupees 1,000. So 1,000 we will write off every year. So this is what I want to explain in this module, and this is just the basic concepts about depreciation. Then need for depreciation, reasons for depreciation, basis for charging depreciation, and depreciation and related terms. So this I am going to explain in the next module, the straight line method of depreciation and diminishing rate of return. That is two methods of depreciation. Then the next module I will explain the accounting entries and the accounting problems. So this is what I want to explain in this module, and you have to be thorough with this theory concept, then only you can do the problems. So this is what I want to communicate through this module, and happy learning with Dr. Alice Mani. Please subscribe, share and promote my channel. Thank you.